I have something to add to this because like people who are like leaving any kind of comment on any kind of art, usually like yeah, they forget that artists are people, but to take that one step further, I think a lot of I don't want to say a lot, but I know that there are definitely music consumers and general fans of stuff that think of us like artists as something that you can turn on and off like a faucet. And so we're not we're not humans, we're just like a feeling basically. And so the relationship that they have with our music is actually just the feelings that we give them or that we cause them to feel. And so when basically this is the conclusion that I've come to about these people that leave shitty comments is they're basically just making comments about themselves. So if they don't like something, it's just like I'm uncomfortable because this is outside of what I know, and it's just my discomfort is coming out in a way that makes me look like I hate women or something.
Right. Sure.
So this is also why I used to get so fucking bothered by that. Like, for example, that guy that's like, this is the worst thing that happened in his career. Blah, blah, blah. But now I literally don't care. Like, I'm sorry that you feel that way about yourself.
Right. Yeah. Like it's not
I hope you find
about
peace.
Roy. It's not about Seven Spires. He probably is a big fan of both or one or the other. It's like never about what's on the surface. It's always something's going on with this dude, and this is how he feels like this is my spot to get attention on this problem that I'm having. But I
Yeah, maybe
can't.
he's just really sad because he's not in Camelot anymore.
Right, right. Well, he should have been like, you know what? The worst thing he ever did was not be a part of Camelot anymore for whatever reason. But then this probably doesn't add to it either. It's like,
Right.
Yeah, because
no,
I'm sure he doesn't feel that way either. Like, maybe
right,
the worst thing he ever did was like stop singing for a while. Like, I could very easily feel that way if I didn't know
sure,
more about the situation. But I
right.
don't know. I think it's also I don't know if I can say that out loud either.
I feel like I've given this guy that made that shitty comment like way too much of a platform just by like
Yeah.
talking about it so much. But like
Yeah. Well, it's
that's
my
not just
fault.
about
I brought it up. I wasn't gonna say the exact thing he said, but
I
it's
asked.
fine.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
I'll own that one.
The one thing I will say, like, till the day I die, is that, like, I'm super okay with people not liking stuff, but what really gets under my skin is, like, saying things suck. Because you not liking something and then that doesn't equate to it being a bad thing. And when you can separate those 2 and say, "Hey, I don't like this," you can move on. But if you need to say that something sucks, there's like that's a problem, especially when it comes to art,
Right.
because like there's no objectivity when it comes to art at all. Like, and clearly things that are controversial or polarizing like that, like, half the people think it sucks, half the people think it's great. Are you like, who's actually right? It just is what it is, and you feel a
Sure.
certain way about it,
Right.
and I have a lot of respect for people that say they don't like stuff, and then people that just say something sucks that they don't like, I'm pretty easy to write off because you just don't know how to express
Right. Exactly.
what you actually are like thinking or feeling.
Yeah, it's just it's the quick, easy, the Americanized response to something I don't like or I don't understand. Well, that sucks. Like,
Mhm.
does he
Get him out
really
of here.
think that sucks? Like, this is just terrible. It shouldn't exist. Like, no, you just don't like it, and you have no self control to not type that you don't like it and move on. Like, I don't know, why is that so hard to just let something go? I mean,
You
I
know
don't
what else is interesting? Like I feel like our song Lightbringer was incredibly polarizing in terms of stuff like that. People like not liking it.
is that just because of the video?
I don't know. I don't really read the comments. I just know that that was a polarizing song.
Yeah,
However, it's also our third most streamed song on Spotify. So this also leads me to believe that when people say they don't like it, it's they're actually saying I'm afraid that I like this, and I don't know what that says about me. And what if
Right.
I lose my credibility? What if I'm not true anymore because I like the song about with the girls dancing?
Yeah.
I just go ahead.
Well, I've also, like, in all of my travels and tours and meeting other successful musicians and stuff, like, people that are doing it don't talk that way, like, no, there are very few. I mean, there are people that'll use the word "sucks," but it's, like, in a funny way, like, nobody's, like, actually sitting around on YouTube saying that, the bands that they don't like suck. It's just the successful people aren't speaking that way and not
Right.
treating art that way, and it's really obvious where the line is drawn.
Yeah. Nope, that's
What?
totally right. I agree. um, you've pretty much summed it up perfectly. Again, Jack for the win.
Hey, high five.
Hey, raise the roof. Yeah, no, that's people are so afraid, and we talked about the gatekeeping of things, and it's like, look, if someone's like a big fan of Spires or any band, and then a song like Lightbringer comes out. It's like the band chose to do this song. It's still cool. They chose it, it's not like you're listening to Christina Aguilera's song and now you don't have metal credibility. Which doesn't matter anyway. I'm just saying because I listen to Christina Aguilera. But
Me too.
they I think it's toxic masculinity. It's just I can't listen to something that doesn't fit into this mold I've created to be like a certain way. But we mentioned the name the coffee with Simon in the podcast, and he's like, I start singing that song. He's like, you said Lightbringer. I started, Lady Lightbringer. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like that's fucking cool shit, man. It doesn't matter. Like nothing else. What you think about something doesn't matter. It's like it's a fucking catchy song. Like you said, it's one of your top 3 streaming. I'm surprised it's third. What are the first 2
Cabaret
popular
of
songs?
Dreams and Gods of Debauchery. Last I checked. Let's find out right now.
Yeah.
You like how I just knew that, like off the cuff?
Yeah.
I'm like always checking to see like
Well,
what
Cabaret I
people
get
listen.
just because that's been out so long, and I mean, like that was the first video I ever saw.
We surpassed 1 million streams on Cabaret of Dreams.
Hey,
Oh,
hey now,
way to
yay!
Wow.
go.
That's fucking awesome. Wow. Yep. Post it up. Be like, thank all you suckers.
That's like 100,000 streams a year.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, because
No.
since the
No.
song was written, I guess.
Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Well, when did
Yeah,
when did you post the video? How many years?
like
18,
2017.
17,
Okay.
17.
Okay.
So 5 years.
Yeah. Plus 200,000. Those are
Yeah.
unique views. That's not me watching it 100,000 times, right?
It's Spotify streams.
Oh, streams, Spotify. Okay. I thought it was
This is
YouTube,
the-
but Spotify streams.
This is the first song that I have written that has a million streams.
Hey,
Yeah, it's pretty fucking
That's
cool.
awesome. Congratulations. Don't they send you a plaque or some shit when you do that? So
Wow.
royalty
they send
raining
you
down.
instructions to get all of your royalties out of your dryer when you
All
are
of
in
my,
the
like-
back of
Yeah,
it.
my fucking $10 or whatever. No, that's such
crazy.
what a fucking this is a cool moment. Wow.
That's awesome. Well,
High five,
congratulations.
17-year-old Adrienne. High five,
That means I
17-year-old
play a
Jack.
1,000,000 stream guitar solo.
Yeah. Was that really like the first kind of song you guys wrote together that was going to be Spires?
That was written pre-me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was 17.
right on.
What was the first song we wrote together, Jack? Was it? I feel like Serenity was the first one that we like deep collabed on.
Yeah. Because it took a while to, like, actually start working from scratch together. Usually you would have, like, either already written songs or, like, ideas that just needed guitars or something like that.
Also,
We
like we
changed a lot of stuff that was already written,
that's
but
true.
it was already written.
Yeah. Also,
So like
like we.
Serenity, Depths. Sorry, I keep talking over
That's
you.
okay. That's good. There might be a little bit of a lag. Go ahead.
No, that I was just.
What about Stay?
Did we do that together?
I don't know. But anyway, like it took a while for us to like, because we barely knew each other as well. So I had to like, we both had to get like comfortable to be like,
Mhm.
okay, well, here's a shitty idea. Can we make it good? I don't know. Please don't judge me. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, it was like dogs. We had to like smell each other for a while and like see if
Yeah.
it was safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine either of you like really digging into the other, like not jokingly, but like, yeah, no, this is not a song we can do anything. I don't know. Maybe if you didn't know each other, you might be a little more uh what's the word I'm looking for? Aggressive with your feelings. I just couldn't imagine that. You just don't seem like those type of people, you know.
I think it actually went the other direction. Like, I mean, we always have like a baseline of respect when it comes to working on music together and
Yeah.
everything really, but specifically in our like composition vibe, it's always been like, I don't know if this is good or not. And then it's like, okay, well, let's see it through. And if it's
Mm.
good, it's good. And if it's not, then we just file it away. And maybe when we're older, we'll know what to do with it and it will become what it was meant to be. But I think as we work together more, and tell me if you agree or disagree, Jack, but I feel like we started going, no, it's a shit idea. Not like actually saying that, but it was like we could tell like when it was not going to work out. And so we didn't waste our time. Thoughts?
I think that's definitely true, and I think it's because we learned like each other's like real serious trigger points and how not to poke those when
Hmm.
saying stuff like that. So I know how to say like, yeah, this blows, dude, without like actually hurting your feelings.
Yeah.
You know, and vice versa. And usually also we like we're pretty good at like checking egos at the door and like
Mhm,
not getting
mhm.
too married to things too early on. And sometimes we do, and then there's also a level of trust. Like maybe I'm not totally on board with something, but you know that like it's gonna get to like a really good place, and then I just know to trust that that's the way to do it, and it'll be good. And then usually those are some of the best things. So it's definitely a lot of respect, a lot of putting faith and trust in the eventual outcome, and then like just knowing each other well enough to not like actively hurt feelings.
Yep. And also ourselves. Because like for example, we had this exchange like 2 days ago or something. You sent me some guitar parts that were like I wrote something on an 8 and I was like, can you try like translating this onto a 7? And then because I was like fucking exhausted on like 2 hours of sleep and also listening to Tesseract for the whole morning, I was like, this isn't, how do I say this isn't quite what I had in mind? Actually, I'm just gonna say that, but then also with the disclaimer that I've been listening to Tesseract all morning and I'm gonna sit on this and it's probably actually really good and I'm just not in the right headspace to because I'm like so stuck on how it was before, like demoitis basically. And I know that you know that that's where I was at. So like it is like you said, it's about like communication. Yeah, it's good communication, right?
Yeah, who would have
Yeah.
thought?
That's all it takes. So there you go. Could sum up this whole podcast with just communicate. That's all I gotta do.
Yep.
Be
Yeah,
respectful of
communicate from
yourself and
a
other
place
people.
of mutual respect
Right.
and self-respect.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Our podcast could be like 2 sentences and that's it.
Drink coffee, respect each other.
That's right. Play metal. Have a nice day.
Shred.
Man, that's so cool. Like, I don't know. I'm just like the fly on the wall that gets to watch you guys working, just communicating here. I'm like, that's how these songs got created. This is how more songs are going to get created from this, like the meshing of you two working together. It's just 2 pieces of one machine, not it's like a machine, like a robot, but watching the interaction with YouTube makes a lot of sense. Like the the music wouldn't exist obviously without YouTube, but the going back and forth and things, um makes it amazing to see and watch. And thank you for letting me kind of just sort of lurk a little bit and be like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's your Zoom meeting. We're just here.
That's right.
Right. I mean, I didn't want to say that, but yeah. So you kind of signed up for all this, but
I
I
will.
no, go ahead.
Sorry. I would say also that like I think Jack and I have both collaborated with a lot of people over the years, and I think that always somehow makes me value working with you more. And you always said this, Jack, where like part of what makes us so good is that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And I haven't really found that anywhere else creatively. So like I don't know, it's I think that's probably what Zeus that's what we're putting down, and that's what you're picking up.
Oh yeah. Like I've heard lots of things that you have both done and your other members have done separately. I'm biased. Like none of it is as good as what Spires is. Just as a fan, I like tons of other bands and stuff out there. I started following Threads of Fate, Jack, that you worked on. Man, talk about a deep dive into sadness. I can only listen to that like for such a short amount of time, and it's like, wow, that's like
Yeah.
overwhelming.
I'm pretty sure I did most of that on the guitar that you have now too.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I told Adrienne about that, and she's just like, "That's just Spires fucking like collectible memorabilia
History.
right there, history." Right. I was like, "Yep," and it's like always gonna be there. I'm like, "That's one of my coffin guitars when I'm buried. It's like that will go in there." So it's so cool.
I wish it was better.
Yeah.
No, wait,
I'm glad it's not better because you might not have played my guitars if it was better. So I'm glad it was
when the
not
time
mostly
comes,
playable.
we'll put the Mona Lisa in there with you, and I'll take that one back.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, your
It
deal.
would
Whatever you
would
want
be
to
a shame to soil your coffin with such a that thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst playing guitar, but you playing this thing on an album is a battle. You fought a battle to get this thing uh to be. You're right, it's mostly not playable, and that's what I call it. It's the NMP guitar, not the TTM guitar. I need to blurb that out because people are like, what's that now? It's like, don't deep dive that thing. What
Yeah,
is that?
I'm sure people will connect the dots if
Yeah,
they want
yeah.
to.
But
And I love talking shit in person, so come to the merch booth and I'll tell you all about it.
right. Yeah. Man, just I had to stop after about 2 hours of like reading things there.
You read for 2 hours about that situation?
Oh yeah, because there's a guy that's devoted like a whole, I think it's YouTube channel and a website about like every single bad experience people have had, and he gives them like free reign, like talks to them on streams and does videos, and
Wow.
they can write, they can write a whole essay or short form story about their experience. Um, so I literally just had to do what I said I was going to do compared to Jack's experience with that company, and it had been like a home run. So it was, they set the bar really low for people to like surpass what they have put out previously. But
Wow.
I don't know. It's just like, to me, having that thing, just it's hard to explain. Well, it's probably like Adrienne, like you with Camelot and stuff like that. At a certain point in time, your guys' music just spoke to me and like woke something up. And I hope
Is it
that's
a heavy
not.
weight in your chest?
What's that?
Is it a heavy weight in your chest?
It's more of a companion. It's not really a weight. It's like
Okay.
this thing that was there at the time it needed to be there, and how middle-aged, long-haired metal dude can relate to a story written by a 20 or 22-year-old. and telling a story about a character. It's that's what true art is. It's ageless and timeless and doesn't matter where it came from, because the place it came from, uh, you connect to it because of the content, not how it was done. If that makes sense. That's probably a really
Absolutely.
bad explanation there.
No,
Um,
it was well delivered.
but it's just to talk to you guys in person, and have um some of a connection, and understand, like, well, this means something because of where it came from, is like the ultimate. It's like, how many people would have that were influenced by Picasso or something. They'll never get to meet that guy. They'll never know why this art was created and why they connect to it. But technology is great. We're in an age where things can be done like this, and people can connect. It's awesome. And I know it's not just me, because the community you guys have is phenomenal. Um, I, I, I had talked, I think, Jack, to you about this before. Like, there's some communities I've been a part of out there in metal, and I had to separate myself. And Adrienne, I know I talked to you about this. The toxicity in some of the communities out there. But the Spires fans, and the camaraderie and the fellowship that they have because of your music is awesome. Like, you never go into a conversation or a situation where you're going to be like uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
that's super rare. Like, nowadays, like, everyone says and does pretty much whatever now. It's this new freedom that people think they have, to be abusive and negative. Like, oh, I can say anything bad about everything, and that comes from fill in the blank reasons. We all kind of know what's happened in the past 8 years that caused this, like, vulgarity to be acceptable. So to have a community that's based around your art is like, just so it's welcoming and refreshing, and cool to be a part of.
I'm happy you feel that way.
Yeah,
I like I worked very hard in the beginning to put the rules that I would want in a community where I would feel safe, but I can't accept all the nice things that you say without crediting Matt and Preetz and Rob and Dan, all of my moderators, specifically in my own Patreon, but also
right.
within the greater Spires community. Like, these people are out here having the conversations with people who are new and maybe not like fully thinking in a like open-minded, wholesome, loving way,
Right,
or
right.
reflecting. Like, they're really the ones, and everyone else in the community, they're the ones actually making a difference now. I said my piece, but now everybody's protecting this peaceful, loving space that they all value. And I really appreciate that, because I mean, okay, yeah, I'm one person, and of course I can be the friend that people tell things to, but if I can help make small changes in that way, and then, they say, like, hurt people, maybe we can also have healed or healing people can also have that outward rippling effect. So yeah,
Right,
the
right.
mods are really, really kicking ass, which leaves me more time to make sad music. But just a shout out to them, because it would not be what it is without them, and I'm extremely
Right on.
grateful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very necessary thing to say. Because people forget. Like, I can't tell you how many things just randomly. Um, I guess Matt doesn't sleep. I'll message him something, and I'm like, "Oh, that's right. He's in England, and it's 3 a.m." And he, like, messages me back something. I'm like, "Dude,"
Mhm.
I'm like, "I've said this to you." And he's just like, "Go to sleep, man. You've got to go to sleep. Like, you could have answered this tomorrow or something." But yeah, no, it's great. But again, it's Spires is what brought these people together. So them being motivated, and being influenced in a positive way, um, that's all from you guys. So not to take away from them, but
Sure.
it's like this wouldn't exist without this thing. But now they both exist together and are both stronger together. Yeah,
True, as we are.
right on. Well, we're rolling right on to almost 2.5 hours here. So we've kind of covered, I think, most of everything. Wow. I don't know what to say. Jack, can you say something?
I don't know. That was I have a lot of follow-up thoughts, but it's nothing that we haven't already covered. So
Right. And you
yeah,
do have some off record things I hope you remember we got to talk about.
yeah, another time.
You'll forget. I know I'll forget because I didn't write it down. But yeah, no,
It'll
it's been
come up
great.
again eventually. All
Right.
that shit
Oh
always
yeah.
does.
Yeah, it will.
I want to say something real quick just so that I
Sure.
make sure that I've said it because we talked about like excuse me, now I have like sparkling water burps. Yeah, great. Now that I've called attention to myself, let me just belch into the microphone. Great.
Well,
No,
watch me.
because
Look at me.
yeah, because we were talking about like, oh, it's so great to work with Jack, and it's like the best fucking thing ever, and it really is. But I also don't want to discount like the work that you do with others, and also the work that I do with somebody like Sasha. It's not that it's better or worse. It's just like a completely different thing, and I don't have the same type of like
Right.
soulful feelings when I'm writing those songs. It's much different. Also because he worked on so many of the records that I grew up on and learned how to write. Sometimes I just feel like I'm writing with myself. It's really weird, but again, in a much different way than I also feel like I'm writing with myself when I write with Jack. But it's not the same type of familial thing. It's like soul recognizes soul in a way. So anyway,
Yeah, it's kind of a hard thing. It's almost like the more you say about it, the more confusing it gets.
yeah, like
You know?
I should have just not said that, but I didn't want to be like, yeah, it sucks to write with that other band because that's not true at all.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like
no,
just a completely different
It's
experience.
just different. It's a
Yeah,
different outlet for you because someone asked that, like, well, you have all these different things, and I think they were kind of trying to say, like, do you save certain things for certain bands, or you think a certain way with each band? Because I guess the easy thought process would be like, well, I'm going to save all the best things for this project, and then everything else is maybe lesser than that. But you just answered that. It's like, no, it's just different.
yeah.
The the songs that you've done, like some of the Winds of Plague stuff, is like I wait for your part to come in because I'm like, that's what I was waiting to listen for. But you know, it's different. You know, anything like Pete's band, like they're awesome musicians. They're great. And then I wait for his parts. It's like, oh, there's Pete doing his thing on the bass. You know, it's just
Pardon me.
the built-in bias I have, but anybody's sort of going to have that. But it's I think people don't understand on y'all's level. You can do all these projects, and you're 100% into that project, and there's no you're not lessening your output for one thing over another, because you're just expressing different things with each project.
Yep. It's
With I
not
Just
like there's one pie and each band gets a slice. There's infinite pies, and every band gets a whole pie.
all about the
Yeah.
infinite pie.
That's right.
I
That's
I
right.
would say it like it's like traveling. Like sometimes you're in a very nice hotel in the city in a penthouse looking out, and this is beautiful, or you're in a cabin in the
Oh,
frigid north of Scandinavia in the middle of winter, and it's dark for 30 days in a row, or you're on the beach in wherever. But then sometimes there's no place like home.
Aww.
Fuck up.
I was gonna say like, yeah, there's infinite pies, but sometimes the baker's tired. But that was so much nicer.
The second most non-metal thing said by a metal guy today again goes to Jack.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes
what
there's
was it? The hair thing
Oh yeah,
earlier.
you're like, well, last night I was doing my
I was
hair.
doing my hair and
It's like this doesn't just appear this way. Like there's prep involved.
yeah, but
All
not
you
metal.
much. It
neglect
just
it.
always looks that good.
Yeah, like the general consensus is Jack never has a bad hair day. What's up with
It's
that?
true. It's
Not
true.
that anyone sees.
I've known you for 10 years, and I don't think I've ever seen you with a bad hair day.
Mm. I think we'll agree to disagree.
Okay, but maybe you just hide it well. I remember what. Never mind.
I think you have a very high opinion of me.
That's probably true.
I think that's universal. Uh-oh. Someone knocking, knocking on
Oh, sorry.
yonder door.
I'm just playing with
Oh,
the.
I thought someone said time to go. Well,
No.
It might be anyway.
right. Uncomfortable pause here at the end, kids. We've really run the gambit here. It's like every show, like seriously, it feels better than the previous show. Of course, having nice people that you really want to hear what they have to say makes a big difference. But no, it's great. I'd like to see y'all's interaction. Do you guys get to talk to each other this way at all before? Or is this kind of a first?
We talk every day. What do you mean?
No, like sort of more like talking your craft to each other. Like you do, like this is just a normal. This isn't like special. This is a normal conversation. You normally talk about your history together. And,
Okay, I mean, we do talk about our craft together almost every day, sometimes every day, but we don't get to talk about our craft with each other at someone else
oh, right.
almost ever.
Sure.
And then it's like, look at this kid. Like, isn't it the best kid ever? or like, look how great it is. And yeah.
You seen my dog?
Yeah.
Right.
I just got this new one. Now I have 7. This is the first Spire. This is the second Spire. Anyway.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
yeah. So thanks for the great opportunity to show off.
I don't normally wax this poetic about about the process.
Right. Well, no, that's cool. I feel honored, and it's been a privilege, definitely, to be a part of everything you guys have, and just getting a bird's eye view of what's happening. I'm just like, so many fans are like, well, what's this next album? Like, how's it gonna go? Like, I'll wrap it up here. Like, do you guys feel some pressure because you sort of like? I feel like each album, outdid the previous one. I know a lot of people like Emerald Seas is a beacon. I do read a lot of stuff. A lot of people like, this is my favorite, like hands down. I definitely see the progression and feel the big picture each one builds on the previous one. Are you feeling some pressure with 4 to kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say outdo the previous, or just it's going to be what it's going to be, and that's enough?
Kind of both. Like there is pressure. I wouldn't say that it's pressure that anything has to be better. Like I don't think anything's gonna be worse. Like we wouldn't allow that.
Right.
It's a different snapshot of us being different people at a different time, and that's going to be the cool part is going to be making that the best version of what it's going to be. And it's not about trying to outdo something else or do something that we've done before better. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but it's the standard pressure of like scheduling and finishing, and when is this good enough that we can stop working on it, or do we keep pushing, or am I gonna have to like relearn how to play guitar to write this one lick, or that's where the pressure comes from, is our own self-criticism, and not because it has to be a certain thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you can measure like, is this a better album or not? And everybody's definition of like what's the best Spires album is probably going to be different. So all we can do is, I don't know, shed our musicianship as best we can. It'll be better than the last albums because we'll just be better players. If you want to look at it like that, we'll have been writing songs for longer. We'll have been working together for longer. Will it be better? Will the songs resonate better with people? I don't know. It just depends on who's listening and how they're feeling. But yeah, I think we never really feel pressured to make a better album because all you can do is bring your best, and the best just like the bar gets raised because we're always spending time on our craft. So
Right.
yeah, we just want to
Awesome.
make it the best that we can.
Yeah. At the very least, I learn a little bit more about recording with each one, so hopefully it'll be recorded a little better than the last one. I can at least give you that.
Right. It's just you're gonna do what you know inside of your heart and emotions and your abilities to put out the best album that you can for this snapshot of time.
Yeah.
And that's what you've done for each album. So it's kind of, now that I think about it, it's kind of an irrelevant question because let's say we were talking about God's coming out. It's like, well, is this gonna, are you pressured to make this over the last? So now that I think about it coming full circle after the education from both of you is like each album at the time it comes out, you have to have faith in the artist that they're putting out the art that they want to put out at that time with their abilities.
Mm-hmm. I will give you
Yeah.
one spoiler. That's not really a spoiler.
Well, do you want to not have the spoiler broadcast?
You can leave this in. All I will tell
Okay.
you
All right.
is you're in for a world of hurt.
Okay. And
What?
I have this with Jax. It's all downhill from here. So, all right. so
So
much
we gave
for
the same spoiler in different words.
Right. Yeah. so like the happy Adrienne's just not writing this album. We're not there yet.
No, actually, to be honest with you, I work on this album and then I have to do like an hour and a half or 2 hours of self-care to get back into like the body that I'm in.
Mm.
It's rough. But
That's you know what? God bless you for doing that. Like that's an emotional, like that's
it's a lot of labor.
yeah,
But
that's like a full mental workout doing that.
it sure is. But honestly, it's the album that I am most proud of currently. I have never
Wow.
been prouder of an album than of this one. That's the other
Awesome.
spoiler I'll give you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Wow.
Well, now you know.
There you go. Now we both
So
know. Double
it's worth it.
spoiler. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
It's gonna hurt, and I'm proud of it. The musical.
Right. Yeah. It should be a role playing game and a musical and maybe a book as well at some point.
It'll be one of those like cheap indie games that's just like about depression, and
Right.
you play it and cry at the end because that's what you do when you
Right.
play The Last Tree.
And it's
or
like
whatever.
8-bit like blocky stuff.
Oh yeah, and then you get to read like the messages left behind from other players that like.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, make it happen. That would be fantastic.
That would be pretty cool. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say. That's Ugh, that's a gigantic pie to devour by oneself.
Infinite pies.
Infinite. That's right. Nick and Nora's infinite pie list.
The worst
Anything
pies in
but
London,
peach.
even.
Was that
I said the worst pies in London, even.
right?
Worst pies in London. Anyway,
Right on.
Yeah.
So that's great. So we have just tons of more sad core coming up, kids. So don't
and maybe
fret.
just as I said, the sad doesn't hit harder unless you've had some light in there as well. So get ready to feel.
Yep. Get ready to feel. I'm like, I know it didn't froze up. You're not getting me a third time with that.
Nope. Just get ready to feel. It's gonna hurt, but I think you're gonna like it. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna hurt. You're gonna like it, and I'm proud of it.
yeah, I mean that's
It'll be very
filling in
painful,
all
and
the
you'll thank me
boxes.
later.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're all in that same basic universe of like you don't listen to a Spires album and not tear up. I don't care man, woman, child, beast, whatever.
Four
Like,
genders.
yeah, you have any kind of anything inside of you, you're gonna feel this shit. Like, that's it. And if not, what are you even doing here? I don't know.
Writing mean YouTube comments, I think.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
I was gonna
Perfect
say
ending.
something too.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say maybe you're feeling that it's the worst thing Roy Khan's ever done.
Right. Yeah. So never fear, Roy Khan fans. He's not on this one. Probably another spoiler.
That's my goal now from now on after this next album is just to always do the worst thing that Roy Khan's ever done.
But wait, what?
I don't know, man. It's been so
like-
many hours of talking today.
Yeah.
Everything's always the worst thing that Roy Khan's ever done. Even if Roy Khan didn't do it, it's the worst thing he's ever
Okay,
done.
if you haven't,
Maybe.
yeah.
But I would say, is that
So,
right,
like-
Jack?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Could be the worst thing he didn't do.
yeah, you go get a sandwich from, like, I don't know, Subway. Like, this is the worst sandwich Roy Khan's ever made.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. Adrian's like, what the f- are you guys talking about?
All I can
He's
think
used to
about,
my stupid humor.
I've had a lot of water and I really have to pee. So that's what I'm thinking about.
So we'll put the cut 30 seconds ago.
Okay.
Before the Roy Khan thing or before her having the pee thing?
Before they're having the pee thing.
Okay, yeah.
No,
I'm not cutting this. I'm not cutting any of this. The whole 3 hours. No, I got it. I got what you were saying. It again, like you and I are starting to like share a brain here. It's like that's fucking funny.
That's where the cell went. I've been missing that. You stole the spare brain cell. Damn it.
I'll give you custody on the weekends, I guess.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right, that's fine. I don't know about this three-way co-parenting of the brain cell.
Right.
Take what it is, I guess.
Take the 3-year-old brain cell out and put this one in on the weekend.
Perfect.
Or we can clone it as well. It's cloning.
Oh, that would be even better. Then we can just have like a dumb Jack voice saying like I can't think of anything dumb that you would say right now, actually.
So you're trying to make me obsolete. If you have the dumb Jack voice, you don't need me to be it.
I see.
There you go. You asked for it.
You read that into that. That was not my intention.
None of this is smart.
Next week on Metal Injection, what the fuck are these motherfuckers talking about?
Yeah. Actually, no idea.
That's the point, really. What is anything, really?
Maybe don't.
If we all knew what it was, it wouldn't be art, right?
True. I think. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe we would just have
the real art was the friends we made along the way.
That's right. That's so nice. You're so right.
It's the journey, not the destination.
No, I want the destination.
Everyone wants the destination, but they don't get it. So like, well, I guess my car broke down, but I was halfway there. That's cool.
Yeah, but then you get to the destination and then there's no like delayed happy chemical release anymore because you got there. Then what do? Lay in bed for 4 months feeling weird. It's fine.
I'm guessing there's something there with that.
Oh,
story.
that was just last year. Like after I did all that cool stuff, I was like, damn, I reached the end of the game. I don't know what to do now.
Right.
I guess I'll just lay in bed and feel weird.
New Game Plus.
New Game Plus. Start with some rose smelling.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody, if you're still with us, thank you. That's all I can say. Like, hey, you just don't get this quality entertainment anywhere else. You just don't. Like, who's doing this? Nobody.
That's true. That's true. That's right.
Again, the word of the day is thanks. Thank you both for your art for your honesty, for being human beings, and kicking it here for a little bit with us mortals amongst gods, um, experiencing this all together. It's been great. Um, any last words? Anybody want to close it out with words of wisdom, pies, recommendations for good movies to see, unplug, distractions? Anyone? Anyone?
Mhm. Jack?
Good movies to see.
The Barbie movie. No, I don't know. I haven't
Oh
seen it.
yeah, everybody needs to go see
Barbieheimer.
Barbie and Oppenheimer. Yeah,
Right, right.
that's like the big thing at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a good movie in a while. Actually, I was watching Spirited Away for like the 100 billionth time with my buddy who was here. Maybe we'll actually finish it. We fell asleep. um, words of wisdom. Uh, do all the research you can, but follow your heart in the end. It will guide you where you need to be.
No matter how
Oh,
black it is, follow that heart.
Yep. Yep. It knows the way. Thank you
Very
so much
cool.
for having me. This has been really great.
Absolutely.
It's I haven't done one of these in a super long time, and it's just nice to speak candidly
Yeah,
about stuff. And I
it's
hope that
cool.
I wasn't overwhelming with things, and I hope you still like me.
no, thanks for joining us for so long.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You know, like I said before, we don't ever sort of put a time limit on stuff, and things just flow the way they flow. There's ups and downs, just like anything. I'm really surprised how well things flow. Um, just connectivity, but I think it's that comfort thing, man. When you're just talking and BSing, and that anxiety is gone, things flow organically.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
in 7 more years, after 4 more albums, you're welcome to come back and do this again.
Awesome.
If we're
Wait,
still
but not before
here.
then?
Well, you said it's been a long time since you did this, and be like, oh well, you can come back.
Oh,
I mean, you can come back anytime. It doesn't have to
okay.
be that long.
Okay. Just checking. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I don't like you anymore. I don't know what the hell's going on
No!
over there. You ruined it.
No! I said too much. What part did I reveal of myself that you didn't like? I
All of
take
it.
it
It was
back.
all too much. It's just all that.
Um,
No, I mean, you're absolutely. We could have a third co-host anytime. I think that'd be funny. We could just do freelance, just talk about anything, no questionnaires. It goes well both ways. Like our earlier one, we didn't have questionnaires. We just kind of talked about stuff, but um, we also sort of dropped the ball at our gift giving thing. So I think I'm gonna offer something for everybody that submitted. Um, some kind of thing to say thanks, because it's just the more questions we get, it's really hard to shout out individuals and say this and that. But we do appreciate every single submission. I read everything and spreadsheet it out, and Jack and Adrienne, all of our guests, they get a copy and can look at stuff. But everything means a lot to me doing the show, and also the artists wouldn't be where they are without the fans participating. So
that's so true. We
yep.
can't do shit without the people that support us, including you, Zeus.
Thanks.
So
I'm
thanks.
just I'm proud to be just part of what's going on, and anything I can do to help maneuver things and assist. I'm there. I'm all in. It's cool. It's the one thing to look forward to, like coming full circle to the beginning. It's like this podcast has really been something I was looking forward to doing. Anytime I get to talk to Jack, is he's like the calming voice of reason for things. So I appreciate the time there communicating as well. But yeah, thanks again to everybody still with us. Thanks to Adrienne Cowan, Jack Kosto, of course, my cohort and partner in this. Should be criminal to have these silly things on YouTube, but apparently they're not. We appreciate everyone checking it out. Thanks again. Make sure, just the last plug here, if you don't follow Adrienne Cowan or Jack Costo or Seven Spires, get on those socials, get on Patreon, follow the bands. Get your tickets for Mad with Power. That's probably the only time to see the band this year.
As far as we know, I think.
As far as we know, yep. They outsold Prague Power, so get on it. Their VIPs also have sold out. But you can go check out Mad with Power, and they're real close to selling out. That's August 18th. Spires will be headline. So make sure you get those tickets and check the band out and support everything they're doing, because it's just really great stuff. I've been around a long time. I'm old as F. I like what they're doing. It's good. So check it out.
Thanks so much. And really don't miss this show. Like, for anybody watching, do not miss the show. It's going to be a super, super special one.
Awesome.
And yeah, some deep cuts. Right? We're
Very
playing
cool.
deep cuts? I think, yeah. We're playing stuff we haven't played live before, actually.
Like a 90-minute set, right? You guys are doing?
It's hard.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's brutal. Like you're gonna need the 4 months off after that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna emotionally recover from this.
That's like after every song you do, after every album, every show. I don't know how you do it. It's amazing, but God bless you for what you do. Whatever God it may be. So thanks everybody for joining us. This has been Sounds and Grounds. I am Zeus. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Seven Spires, all that stuff. I know I did that before, but I just got to plug it again. But thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time. Just be nice. It's cool. See ya.